Now, before you jump into sending out cold emails and cold outreach, you prepare your list, you think it's all working well. But this is what I noticed when I made a AI agent for analyzing all of the leads in the more depth. Basically, you go to Apollo, as everyone does. We go to the job titles, we select all the C-level people, so the directors, vice presidents, CEOs, any C-level or things like this. And generally you want to have, you search the location, of course the employee number, you want to limit it to 100 because you don't want to have corporations with tens of thousands of employees. This is all fine, the industry keywords. In this case, I was looking for companies that do collaboration, so any type of collaboration work, and they're also in the B2B business for offering them AI outbound, so cold emailing using AI. And basically I found the people, so this is a list of 8,000, so I scraped about 5,000, went through Million Verifier, verified all of the lists, went to bounce ban, and also verified there so that the emails are perfectly safe and should be all good. And then I just went in here, and this is the list. Ended up with about, let's say, about 4,000 people. I don't know if you can see here. So basically ended up with about 4,000 people, and it's perfect. I was thinking, let's start the email, let's start the cold outreach. And then I figured a few things. So there's a new tool in Google. So basically you can ask Gemini about your Google Sheet. So, I wanted to ask a few things about my sheet here. So about the data that I have, because of course I don't have the time, or if I wanted to go through every single lead, it will take hours and hours. So I said to Gemini, one simple question, how many unique companies are on this list in the company name sheet, in the company name column, sorry. So there's 4,000 leads, as I said. So let's see how many unique companies are here. Okay, so there's 930 unique companies on the list, and there's 4,000 leads. And you might think, okay, but there's two CEOs, there's maybe co-founder and a founder, or maybe there's like different roles in the company that are still high level. So I thought, okay, maybe 4 people per company, that should be fine. So I asked that also then to list me the top 50 companies by mentions, how often they are mentioned in the company name column, and also the count of how often they are mentioned. Okay, this is a bit script prompt, but anyway, let's ask it and let's see just about the top 50 companies. Okay, so here are the top 50 companies listed. So you can see 44 mentions of just one top company. So one company is mentioned 44 times in this list. So if I'm sending cold emails to one company and I send 44 people from that company an email, there's no chance that 44 people are relevant or able to say yes to my AI outbound offer. So then I went through it and said, okay, maybe there's a few people, but when you look at here, there's so many companies with over 20 or 19, 18, 17, 16. This is still too much. So let's ask it, like, how much do these companies make up in total, in terms of total rows taken by these companies? So let's see how much in total of the leads are in the top 50 companies. So top 50 companies by mentions collectively account for 1,200 rows. So basically from the 4,000 people, I have 1,200 people which are just from 50 companies, from top 50 companies. And this is, in my opinion, just useless to send 1,200 emails to just 50 companies when you can use 1,200 rows or persons from like each individual company, and you would be reaching out to 1,200 companies instead of just 50 companies. So what I did, and took me 12 hours of non-stop work yesterday to come up with this Very simple tool, but it was very complex to make and to create and to make it work, basically, because yeah, let me just show you what it does. So firstly, it reads all the rows from the Google Sheet. So basically it reads everything that we have in this sheet over here. Then into this AI transform node. This AI transform node is, I explained it by text, what I needed to be done. And then it created a code by itself, which is actually perfect. So it reads all the rows from the Google Sheet. It groups the people by company in the AI transformation node. So you can see here, I did this for another sheet that has 2,000 people. And from the 2,000 people, there were 919 individual companies. So each of these companies was then sent to the, so it, yeah, basically it groups them. So as you can see here, the output is, let me put a table view. So company front range labs. So it has total people, only 2 people. So, and it lists out the 2 people, which is fine. You know, this company has 1, this one has 3, this is all fine. But then you come to companies which have like in the double digits, the number of employees. You're going to see that in a second. And then this very important and crucial node in this sheet is basically a AI agent prompt for using I'm not going to go through this whole section, but anyway, the overall goal for each company is to identify the top decision makers who can buy or influence the purchase of marketing or sales or growth services, and a maximum of 3 people. So I need people who can say yes to my offer of, you know, doing AI or cold email outbound or outreach. So deciding which rows or number values should be deleted. So everyone who is not in the keep list. So for example, head of services or project managers or any of those things that are still end up on the Apollo lists, and even after verifying and everything, they still end up on the list. So if a company has 3 or fewer total people, so if the total people is less or equal to 3, you must keep everyone and delete nobody, because in my opinion, 3 people per company should be fine, because, you know, somebody might be on vacation. So reaching 3 people per company is completely fine. And yeah, basically the tier 1 is just using the highest priority, who is the most important. Then the tier 2 is like marketing people, head of marketing, head of sales, director of sales, etc. And then the medium priority is some less important people, so to say. And roles to delete should be the AI agent should just output their row number. In this case, you can pause it if you want. So decision, we only want maximum of 3 people. Seniority ranking, CEO, founder, owner is better than C-level, then director. Then the least is the manager. Prioritize marketing, sales, growth, and commercial roles over operations or IT roles. For example, HR and things like this are often within this roles. Anyway, let me just go into the next step. So this is the prompt that I give. So basically the information that I give it, this is the company. So in this case, the company name, the total people, which is 2, and the people from this company with just raw data. So if I switch over to the next one, you see this one has 3, this one has 1. So this is all fine. And then I'm probably going to get some companies which have a lot more. But anyway, this is already a bit of a clean list. So this is what happens after this is I need a code node, which I, with the help of Claude and OpenAI and different tools, did with Cursor, I think this one, I try to build a full list of all the rows that should be deleted one by one, starting from the bottom up. Because before, when I build a workflow, it would delete some rows and then the order would change, and then it would delete row number 59, and then this person is not on the 59 because some rows before that were deleted beforehand. So anyway, it does not delete anything. So you don't want to have a tool here that deletes rows so that it can automatically work with this one and delete rows at the same time, because it's always fixed on this sorting of rows. So for example, a person who is on the row 59, it's going to stay on the 59. And then when it deletes here, this AI agent node is still going to use the data from the initial reading of all the rows. And it's going to still delete the row that it says it's on the position here, but it's actually not there because it deleted it. Anyway, it was a complicated thing that I had to resolve yesterday. It works now. Basically, this outputs just the row numbers, and this one outputs just this one just deletes the row. Basically, this is the final step. It just takes the row number, which is outputted from the code node before. So it's going to be for, let's say, 4069. And then 4069 is going to delete this row. And then it's going to be 4007. and then it's going to delete 4007. It's going to go from the bottom up, and it's going to delete all rows. As you can see here, this is, yeah, the delete rows node deletes the rows in the sheet from the bottom to the top. And that's basically it. So this whole workflow is just going to show you just briefly how it works also. But that's, basically it. I'm just going to use this different sheet over here to read all rows and to delete rows in this calibration copy sheet. Okay, sheet 1, that's fine. So let me just show you how it works. So it's going to pull 4,000 items, and of this it's going to be 932 companies, as you said as you saw in the Gemini node. Now it's going to work for a long time. This is going to take, I used 4.1 mini, it's the cheapest version. It's going to work for a longer time. I'm not going to let it run the whole the whole sheet, because it takes about an hour or two to finalize everything. So it's, anyways, you can see here 7, 8. So this is number of companies that it analyzed. So as you can see, most of the first companies were actually smaller. So there's not going to be anything to delete in the couple of first companies. So I'm just going to let it run a bit, and then I'm going to stop the workflow so you can see what happens after that. And yeah, you can see here, this is again the sheet that we're using of the 4,000 people. Okay, so the AI agent actually analyzed now about 50 companies. I'm just going to stop it right here. It's gonna go into the success node of, as I said, 1 second, let me click. Yeah, 50 items are gonna be in the success node. The error node is basically just the companies that it didn't went through because I aborted the workflow. So I'm just gonna run this one to see. So this one should be, as you can see here, let me show you just the output of the data node. So success branch, you see the company name, the total people, the number of people to keep is 2, and the number of people to delete is 0, basically because the number of people that are in the company is still below 3. So I hope there's going to be some people here to delete. And yeah, total people 4, keep count 3, delete count 1. So from this company is going to delete 1 person who is probably the least relevant to answer our email. So let me just run this one, and it's gonna output the rows to be deleted. Let's see how many. So 58 items. So this is 58 people that it says it should be deleted, and they're sorted from the highest up to the lowest number. So from 3,100 up to just 14, as you can see here. So let me just check if this one is set up correctly. Yeah. So let me just launch this node, and this node is just gonna delete those rows from here. As you can see, it's gonna, this numbers should be going down. Yep, there it is. It went down again. It's just deleting a few people, and not a few people, about 50 people that are just extra there and not relevant for our campaigns. And that's basically it. If you want the full workflow, you can find it in my Discord channel. I'll link it down below. It's all for free. You can join, you can chat, we can talk about AI automation and everything. And if you want for me to build something for you like this, just reach out on my channel. There's multiple ways you can contact me, per email or anywhere. But anyway, it's pretty easy to build up. You can use my whole workflow. You can just copy paste it and just plug and play. And thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye.